Hello. Huskies back again with more Vancouver Canucks GM mode, franchise mode commentary. Last video we kicked off year 5. I believe it's year 5, yeah. We had a bit of a rough start. Turned it around, pretty much back to where I expected us to be. We are 52 games in, 1 point behind the Ducks for the Pacific Division lead. Pretty healthy lead on the wild card teams, so we had another playoff run as anticipated. Looking at it, let's see where we are. I don't remember where I was in league-wide. League-wide, we're 1 point behind. So the Ducks lead the league, we're 1 point behind them, with Columbus right behind us. So overall, we're looking good. Our goals per game is down from last season. Power play is pretty much where it was. We've given up 7 shorthanded goals. That's a lot. Our power play, or penalty kills 81%. That's not the greatest, but it's middle of the road. We don't have a single shorthanded. So we've given up 7 shorthanded goals, but we don't have a single one. Our road record could be a little better too. But how many times do we take penalties? This is another thing. 137 penalty. So, yeah, we're up there. How many penalties did we draw? Pretty high up there too. So we just need to not... Shorthanded goals are something that I think hurt us in the playoffs last season too. As you can see from that picture, a new acquisition, Mark Stone, leads the team in points, 51, him and Duchesne. I'm still figuring out who should sit up there with him on the first line. I think the end of the last video I put Patrick up there. I think he's going to stay there, because his production's greatly improved since getting up there. And the second line of Huberdeau, Johnson, and I think it's Sprong? Yeah. They're the only players on this team that are a minus, aside from Quinville and the 2 guys that don't play anymore, Bartley and Mulver. I'm not going to say his name. But they were just fill-ins. So we've turned it around here. Tyler Johnson is still somebody I'm looking to move. I did a couple test runs of like who I could possibly make deals for, so I don't spend 45 minutes trying to get a trade to work if I decide to trade him. But I think we're almost at the deadline, and he's half a point per game player. He's making $6.6 million. Not exactly the point production you want from a guy making $6 million, so I'm going to go ahead and sim to the deadline and probably get a deal done. I'm going to warn you now, I'm probably going to end up giving away Tyler Johnson and a first. I don't think that's too much to trade away, because personally I think the team is where it needs to be. I don't think a first-round pick's really going to do much for me. Hammonick's hurt till the 17th, so he'll miss 3 games. Yeah, so I don't really mind bumping Johnson out of this. And if trading Johnson, I can also trade him for a winger, because I've got Max Domi who has 78 faceoffs. He can jump in there and immediately play center. If I decide to do that. We'll put Provorov on the top line, we'll move Quinville up, and we'll get Bartley in there. Bartley. I don't think Hammonick plays in any of the key aspects, so I'm not going to change anything. Plus, he's only missing 3 games, so it's not a huge deal. A couple guys I went and looked at. There's a couple players in Columbus. Comtoy and Bjorkstrand, I think that's his name. Comtoy's an 88. I believe he's a playmaker. And Comtoy... I just said Comtoy. I do not want Roman Polak. No, Comtoy is the playmaker, and Bjorkstrand is the sniper. Bjorkstrand's shot is 95 across the board. Like, it's unreal. And I need to see how long this guy's out for so I don't make him unhappy. They're both fairly high trade value. Alright, so he's back. I can get him in there. Right. Yeah. How do we have 3 sellouts this season? That's it? We're 35, 17, and 4. Our home record is amazing. Like, this is... whatever. Vancouver's a weird place. Oh, let me get him back in there. Oop, too far. Come on. There we go. So I think those 2 guys from Columbus were options, and Sean Monahan of Calgary was somebody else I looked at to possibly bring in. It's tough because Johnson, his trade value isn't that high. And I'm also, hold on, I'm 5 years in, so it's tough to understand what I can get back. And I'm also trying to save a little bit of cap space, but trading away for Tannen, Hutton, and Aho freed up quite a lot of cap space because I have to sign Ulevy next year, I have to sign Patrick next year, I have to sign a lot of guys that are going to want big deal. Patrick, depending on his progression, he might not want a big deal because he's only an 84 right now. He might only want 4.5 maybe. Ulevy's an 87, he's going to want 6, maybe 7 million. And I'd be hard pressed not to pay him. So we'll have to, I have to fix the arena. Speaking of Ulevy, he's out for 2 weeks. Great. And he is on power plays, so that's gonna hurt. We'll put Provorov up there, bring him back. Victor Bartley. Really need to get a better 6th or 7th defenseman up here, but this is because his morale went down. And because he's out for this long, I should change this. I'll give a... Is Quinville in the second? He's not. Alright, so we'll put Quinville out there. We'll get that. We'll just substitute one hard shot for another. Oh, and before I forget, I don't know if there's going to be a video tomorrow. I know this one's really late today. I'm getting all packed up to move. School starts again on Tuesday for me, and being a college student, I have to move back into my dorm, and I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. So if there is a video, I would love there to be a video. If there is one, it's going to be late like this one is today. The goal is still to get a video out. I didn't do my arena like I was going to. But we'll have to wait and see. So if there's not a video tomorrow, don't be surprised. I'm going to do my best to get... It depends on how long it takes, because not only is I have to move in, there's also an ice storm that's going to be encompassing where I'm moving to, so I have to figure out when to actually I can move in safely. But ideally, I get moved in, I set up my Xbox, I record a video. These aren't hard to record. Just for a matter of having everything hooked up. Yeah, Ulevy's back. That's fine. Hopefully he doesn't miss the Rangers game by accident. I think he's still hurt, because he was till the 3rd. He was till the trade deadline. Team info. Alright, so he still has 2 days, so he can miss this game. I just have to bring him back for the Arizona game. 41, 18, and 4. So we're looking real good right now. There's no edit line screen there. I'll fix my lines and go take a look at stats real quick to see if Tyler Johnson is still a trade. We have 86 points already. God damn. It'd be nice if my defense could stop getting hurt, because although I have some pretty strong depth back there. And another reason I say there might not be a video tomorrow is because this one might be the trade deadline and the end of the season. And I don't want to do... I'm unsure how I want to do the playoffs yet. Because I know I've got one person in particular that wants me to stream the playoffs. I'm not entirely sure I want to do that. But I haven't made up my mind yet. What am I doing? Ulevy. Okay. I probably should have put him on the other side. That's okay. Yeah, so I haven't made up my mind. Ideally, if when I have a playoff run, I want to record all the videos at once. And I don't know if I'll have time to record all the playoff videos tomorrow. Tuesday is my big, Tuesday and Thursdays, I don't have class. So those are my big record days, probably. Alright, so let's have a look-see. So Duchesne and Stone are still 61-61. Jakob's really picked it up down there, that third line. I like that. I think that line in general just works with Domi and Horvat. Horvat doesn't have the greatest points, but it doesn't matter. That line's just scoring. My fourth line's doing good still. Sprong's getting it going. Patrick's got it going. He's got 30 points. Tyler Johnson still, he's only got 30. I mean, he's got 37 points. He's making. Let's look at the rest of the guys on my team. Who's making? So he's making 5 million. He's got 4 more. Huberdeau's making 5.9. Jakob's making 3.2. Stone's making 6.3. Duchesne's making probably. Yeah, he's making 8. I paid out the ass for Stone or for Duchesne. So everybody ahead of Johnson has more points. So if I can move him for a better second line center, I'm gonna do that. I want to see how my goalies look. 31, 16, and 2, 11, 2, and 1. So they're still rocking out pretty good. 41, 18, and 4. So we have 86 points. Where are we at? We're first in the Pacific. Goals for per game skyrocketed. We're up to 3.1 now. First in the West, obviously. I think we're first in the NHL. We're first in the NHL. 4 points on the Ducks. 5 points on the Blue Jackets. What's our power play at? Power play is still pretty average. We gave up another shorthanded goal. Penalty kill's gotten better. So, I mean, we're still... I think we're still doing alright. Oh, I have a message. Alright, so let's go see what I can move here. I'm not against trading a first round pick because I feel like first round pick isn't really useful to me anymore. This team's built. I've got guys that can move up if I need them to. So if I can move Tyler Johnson into first for a quality second line center or a winger, although at the same time, Max Domi down there is doing fantastic, so I don't even want to move him. But it was, let's look at Monahan. I think Monahan's trade value is through the roof, right? It's actually not. Monahan's a pretty decent get. I think it's gone up since I tested these trades, but he's not too much different from. He's not overly different from Mr. Johnson over here. So if I look at stats, it won't let me. Of course not. Why would it? Let me just put Monahan in the trade thing. Now I can look at it. Nope, now I can't look. There it goes. So if I look at senses, his senses are better. His defense is better. His face-offs are much better. Shooting's about the same. Puck skills, he doesn't have the deking, but he's got everything else. Physical, he's better. Like, Monahan just overall is a better fit. And he's not terribly cheap, but he's got 46 points. Tyler Johnson has 9 less goals. So Monahan's someone to look at. And also the 2 guys from Columbus. I'll see what their trade value is. I'm sure it's skyrocketed since I tested this. It actually has not. Comtoy and Bjorkstrand are the 2 guys I was looking at. Bjorkstrand, his shot's nasty. His offensive awareness, his senses are great. He's not a really good two-way, but he's a sniper. Like I said, this pretty much moves Domi to the second line center spot. And probably bumps down. I'd have to find a place for him. I don't necessarily know if I need a sniper. That's why Comtoy kind of makes more sense. He's a left winger, but that his shooting is absurd. Like his point. I mean, I'm surprised he doesn't score more, but it's because he's a playmaker. So those are 2 guys to look at as well. I'm kind of leaning towards Monahan. I think those were the only guys I really looked at because Monahan's a center and he just fills that need perfectly. Who else was I looking at? Oh, I was looking at Detroit. Another guy to look at is Dylan Larkin. He's an 88. He's 24. I think he was a big one because his cap hit's only 5.1 for 2 more years. So he's kind of on a bridge deal. Oh no, he's not. A bridge deal isn't worth 5. His shot's worse. His offense is better. His defense is better. His skating's better. Right. So if I add him, and he's probably a cheaper get too. He saves me cap. He saves me 1.5 in cap. If I compare him, his puck skills are worse. His senses are worse. His defense is worse. How is his defense? Well, his defense is better in this point that his stick checking is worse, but his shot blocking and faceoffs are better, and his stick checking is only 2 points worse. Physical's better. His skating really doesn't matter much. Shooting's worse. I'll tell you what. I think I'm going to stick with Monahan as the guy I'm going to go for. I feel like he just makes more sense. I know his contract isn't the greatest, but I think it's also pretty much set in stone. 6.3 for 3 years. I mean, he scores, and he's got better overall skill set. Plus his face-offs are amazing. Sam Bennett was another one. He's much cheaper, but he's also much worse. Well, not much. I shouldn't say worse, but honestly, I think I can get Monahan for Johnson in a first, simply based off of what my first-round pick's valued at. It might be a little worse now because we're doing so much better. But if I offer this, it probably won't even go through now. But yeah, it just isn't where it needs to be. So I'd probably have to add in somebody. Because I doubt a second-round pick's all it's going to take. A first, a second, and Tyler Johnson for Sean Monahan? Yeah, no, I didn't think so. I have to give them a player they want. Pominville scored. Damn wild. Jakob was one I also brought up too because he was somebody that wasn't performing to where he should have been, but at the same time, now that I've moved him, his production's increased. And yeah, I'm not ready to part with him. So maybe Monahan's not the guy to grab. He might just be too much. So I don't want to trade any of these guys away. I'm already at 16 minutes? Shit. Don't really think there were any other centers I could really go for that were quality enough to make a move. Dylan Larkin was one, but I don't really think he makes sense. Well, maybe I just bite the bullet and grab one of these guys. I would love to get Comtoy. I don't think I'd be able to, though. $6.1. See if I can get Comtoy. He's gonna need a deal, though. That's the only issue. God, that offense though is nuts. Johnson a first and a second, maybe? I don't think this would go through. I think the way I had to make a deal work last time for guys of this caliber was I had to include Jakob, and I really don't want to do that now. I'll tell you what, man. Maybe I hold on to him, and maybe his veteran presence will have an impact in the playoffs. Maybe he's what the team needs. He would definitely be somebody that gets dealt in the offseason regardless, because his contract has to go. Can I get Mitch Marner? Wait, what's Marner's contract? Is it better or worse? 5.7 for 2? Johnson in a first? It's not going to be enough. I don't want to trade any of the guys on my NHL roster in addition to Johnson. I didn't want rookie goalies, I just wanted goalies. So I mean, I've got these two guys, but I don't think they'd want either of them, and they don't want draft picks because they're a winning team. Even if I throw in a second, I don't think a first, a second, and Tyler Johnson's enough to get Mitch Marner. I can't even look anyway because it won't let me go to proposed deal. There we go. Yeah, the value is just not enough. I don't really want to add in more draft picks because I feel like that's a little cheesy. Especially because I don't have any picks left this season. Well, I mean, Marner is a first-round pick. I mean, let's throw McLeod in there and see if this will probably save. Yeah, it's not enough. I bet if I throw Jakob in there, they'd take it. Jakob and Johnson for Sean Monahan, but then that leaves an extra spot on my team that I don't want. It fixes my top 6, but it hurts my bottom 6, and I think Jakob's hit the point where he's doing well enough to stay on the team. The guy that really doesn't fit has been Sprong. Which is a shame, but he's only got 19 points. The only issue is if I add Sprong, Johnson and Sprong for Marner, trade rejected. So I'd probably have to add in a first as well. But like I said, I don't know if this is worth. I probably should try a second before I try a first, just in case. Yeah, so let's try. If I get this for a first, this will be impressive. I don't think it's gonna go through though. No, it's too far off the table. Oh boy. First to second, Sprong and Johnson for Mitch Marner. Still nothing, man. That's too much for my blood. I wouldn't even know where else to look. Except going back and maybe trying to get one of the Columbus guys. Yeah, I don't even know like what other teams to. And I don't just want to bow out and get Larkin, because I know I can get Larkin. His trade value is not that high, but I just don't think he's. I don't think he's an actual upgrade from Tyler Johnson. No, not Larkin. I did that by accident. I think another one I looked at was Victor Rask. He was somebody to take into account as well. 87, 28 years old. $4 million, 2 years. Good offensive awareness. Yeah, you know what? I want to compare stats. I think Victor's a decent substitution for Tyler Johnson. He's $2 million cheaper. He's got much better face-offs. His shooting's not the best, but he's not out there to be a shooter. His puck skills are a little worse, but his senses are better. He's much better physically. Skating's a little worse, but I just like his skill set's better. I don't think 1-for-1's going to work. No. If I give them a second, and I think when he comes in, he's going to be an 86, because I think he's got a 1 morale boost. So right away, I don't think the trade's going to look worth it. Alright, so trade accepted. So Tyler Johnson in a second for Victor Rask. Yeah, so he's an 86, but I think that's a better deal for the team. Because it keeps my 3 young kids in Sprong, Jakob, and Patrick. And it allows me to. There's something about this second line wasn't working. They weren't scoring, and on top of that, they were giving up goals. They weren't scoring to keep up with what they were giving up. So I think that's going to be. I think that's a better fit. I think his senses and the improved face-offs are going to make that line better. Now, do I want to put Rask? He's fine there. Actually, you know what? I'm actually going to put Bo Horvat on the second power play unit because he's really stepped up his game. And I kind of want to put Rask on the penalty kill instead of Perreault. His Perreault's face-offs have taken a hit, so he's not. Perreault's got his last year here. He's done after this year. I also don't want Quinn. Why is Quinville on the penalty kill? Who's What am I, 24 minutes? Who's not? Ulevi, Trampkin. So Hamonic needs to be here. That might be why our penalty kill struggles. Because Quinville's not a defensive guy at all. He should not have been there. I don't know when I broke that. Yeah, that shouldn't have been. That means probably to get changed here too. Yep. We'll put Victor Ask here. And we'll put Hamonic back here. And we'll swap him with Ulevi. Changing current lines. Now we just need the team to stay healthy through the rest of the season. Hamonic. Extras. This is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Shootout. Patrick, Duchesne, Sprong, Huberto, Rask. Yep, that's okay. Goalies were good. Alright. I think our team is set for a playoff run. I just need to kind of get the kids back to where they need to be. Alright. 26 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and finish the sim this video. That way we can jump right into the playoffs next video whenever I get around to doing it. Ideally, I'd do it tomorrow. Just depends on when I get moved in and whatnot and settled. Yeah, I think that's I think that was a trade that helps us. Like I said, it saves us $2.6 million in cap. And it gives us, I think our special teams are better now. I think that line overall will be better, that second line. I traded him to Carolina. I don't see a Carolina game on. Oh, we lost 4-1. Alright, deal was a bust. Shouldn't have made it. Oh, season ticket drive. Ticket prices are fine. Yeah, whatever. I would love to win the President's Trophy, but at the same time, I've yet to see, in all of my GMOs, I've yet to see a President's Trophy winner actually win a cup. Alright, we're 0-3 since making that deal. Really don't think it should have. Okay, we're 0-4. 0-5. Hey, there we go. There's the first win. We just needed some time to gel. We're on a bit of a slump. This is where we turn it around. There we go. Back-to-back 1-goal games against. Nolan Patrick's out till the 26th. Shit. So he's gonna miss quite a few games. Who do I have that I can bring in? I can bring in Gallants, right? Is he the only guy that's really worth bringing in? Yeah. We'll bring him in and we'll move Sprong up to that first line. Everybody gets up 1. Alright, there we go. That stinks. But he's only gonna miss, he'll probably only miss 4 games. Another 1-goal against game. Alright, we're turning it back around. We're getting right back on that horse. 5-2, nice. Jordan Subban's been hurt. Okay, assistant coach replace. And we should see a Nolan Patrick injury here soon. Oh, Provorov got hurt. He's available. Okay, we'll hit continue, and then we'll stop the sim to make sure that... Oh, back-to-back shutouts. That's not good. Make sure he's healthy. Nolan Patrick's the one guy I don't want to mess up, and... Patrick's out for 2 days. Oh, wow, Jordan Subban's out for 89 days. That probably kills his progression. 8-1 win over... Hey, we qualified for the playoffs. Way to go, boys. We have 94 points. Or, no, I can do math better. We have 97, or 96 points. Alright, Nolan Patrick's back. Go ahead and put him in. We'll finish this off. Just gotta stay healthy, boys. Just gotta stay healthy. Edit lines. So we're second in the division behind the Ducks. I'm assuming the Ducks are first in the NHL. I'm assuming. So let's get Nolan Patrick back in there. God, I hope he gets a jump in the offseason. Be real disappointed if he doesn't. Alright. Come on. Finish strong, finish strong. I feel like my game is really slow again for some reason. Guess I just need to do a better job of like quitting the game when I'm done playing. Yeah, we don't end the season with 4 games in 5 nights. We actually end on a realistic schedule. Back-to-back 8 goal. So we get shut out 2 games in a row, and then we come back with 16 goals in 2 games. God damn. And then we lose. What the? I don't understand this team, man. All right, finish strong. Finish strong. I mean, I know we're guaranteed a playoff spot, but let's not take our foot off the gas just yet. All right, there we go. Nice shootout win there. I haven't seen a lot of shootout wins or losses this season, which is kind of nice. It means that we're a regulation and overtime team, which is, I think, bodes well for the playoffs. Utica made the playoffs. Nice. 3-1 win. Can we win 5 in a row to end the year? No. There's 4 in a row. Come on, one more. Big win. Get us to 52 wins. Can we do it? Hey! 52, 26, and 4. I think that is... I'd have to go back and look, but I think that's... We get the Colorado Avalanche. Nice. Somebody different. Not a Sharks or Kings. I like it. They were 40, 36, and 6, so they barely made the playoffs, I bet. We'll go over my team's stats real quick and see if I won the President's Trophy. I'm assuming I was first in the West, or first in the Pacific. Yeah, we had 108 points. And that was... Oh! Did they get the President's Trophy, or did we? They had 47 regulation wins. I think that's the tiebreaker after wins. Isn't it regulation wins? So I think Columbus won the President's Trophy. We scored more goals. We gave up more goals. Not by much, though. I mean, shit. We averaged 3 goals a game. Power plays up to 20. Penalty kills 83, just about. Still 10 shorthanded goals, man. That's a lot. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it gives them President's Trophy since they were ahead of me in the standings. But here we go. Mark Stone, 80 points. That's pretty good. That's almost point per game. I'm okay with that. Duchesne kind of cooled off. He ended with 77. Jakob had his best season so far with 63. At least I believe that's his best season. Yep, better than last year. Nice, nice. That's nice to see. 20 goals. Victor Askin with 61. I don't know how much he had when he came in. Domi with 53. Huberto with 52. Sprong 36. Patrick 35. So that's really not thrilled with that, but he's got to progress, right? Because if he doesn't, I'm screwed. Sprong's doing good. I mean, he's got 36. He had 1 more point. This team just has a lot of depth. Lucas ended with 13. Lucas outscored oh, no, he didn't. He outscored Horvat. Victor S is a -5. I think he was a minus coming in because Huberto's a +5. Sprong's a +4. So that second line really picked it up, plus-minus wise, after making that deal. Ulevy and Provorov were +30 and +29. Quinville ended up +10 with 12 goals. Ulevy had 15 goals. See, that kind of skews my offensive stats because my defense scores a lot of goals, and that will take away from the forwards. So I kind of have to keep that in mind. Goalies, Demko probably had a good year. Yeah, 40, 22, and 2. Bernie had a good year. 7 shutouts, 923, 932. Yeah, so we're looking good. I like the way our team's looking going into the playoffs. I mean, we could get away with not giving them throwing any goals, but who won the Art Ross? John Tavares. Kyle Connor, man. Stone was 3, 6. Stone was 8th in points. Duchesne was 13th. Not bad. Not bad. Tavares had 96. Oh, damn. Alright, now I want to look at my AHL team real quick. This video went way longer than I wanted it to. Durando had 56. Levo had 48. Reichel had 47. 46. So he had an off year. Benson had 25 more goals. Man, I'd love to bring him into via. Maybe he takes Lucas' spot. Oh, cool, just in time for to watch the end of the Hawks Wild game. Alright, but yeah. Go ahead and call it there. Well, after I look at Kip Rogers' stats. See if he had a good year. 27, 18, and 3. 224. 8 shutouts. Yeah, he had a good year. So he'll be trade bait probably if he's not. Well, he actually might be my backup next season. But I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Comment what you thought of my trade. I think it was for the better. I think it fills a need and it helps us cap-wise and get hyped for the playoffs. I'll tell you what, if I make the Stanley Cup, I'll stream the Stanley Cup. But I'm not going to stream the first 3 rounds. I'm going to make normal videos. And keep an eye out for hopefully that coming out tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel to see when it comes out. That's the best way. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.